Welcome to another masterclass. This one will be a little short. I'm still in my baby bubble from our third baby. And so I'm on the more tired side, definitely. Something that I talk about when I talk about our windsurfing lives is the season of windsurfing. And sometimes we're going to be really into it, and other times not. Maybe it's babies, maybe it's jobs, maybe you've got to make tenure at the university or get to that position where then you're really stable, or maybe it's working on a house, building a house. And we have different seasons, and I think it's important to be aware of that. So it means if you step away from windsurfing for a few months or a year, it doesn't mean you have to be gone for good. And if you can plan it, then I think it's something that you can really tie into your life and be happier at the end. And you might be saying, well, if it's happening anyway, you're just going with the flow. Why do I have to plan that? And I think that, and this is coming from someone who's not a huge planner. I'm not naturally a big planner, but realizing um, that these seasons are going to happen where I'm going to have time where I'm not windsurfing, then really makes me take advantage of other times where I really can go windsurfing. And I think that that is one thing that people miss. And then the other thing is really realizing when that non-windsurfing season is ending, and really setting a deadline. So rather than feeling like, oh, just going with the flow, we're doing a baby, and then that can be 3 months, turns into 3 years, turns into a decade, and then you come back to windsurfing, which is great. But if you plan it and think about it in terms of seasons ahead of time, and you're not thinking of it as, oh, that chapter of my life is closed. Now I'm on the baby chapter. Now I'm on whatever chapter, and you're thinking of it sort of as a line. I think that's a much harder way to approach windsurfing rather than seasons, which are cyclical, right? Seasons go in a cycle. And so you're thinking of that circle, because we all have challenges in our life. We all have, families, whether it's our own kids or our parents, or to take care of, or just the political situation is really unstable. I've been talking with people about planning their windsurfing summers, and they're worried because who knows what's going on in the world right now. Um, so anyway, I think it's useful to think of it in terms of seasons, and so windsurfing is something that you can put down and also come back to. Anyway, I think that that's really useful. And at the moment, I am in a baby bubble. Um, anyway, let's get to the chat. We've got people in the chat. Let's get to the Facebook group. All of the above. We've got Jorg in the chat. He had one session today in southern Sweden. So people who follow this know that York is out in cold weather in southern Sweden. Doesn't matter what's going on. And I think that that is just so cool. Through the whole winter, getting wave sessions. I love it. Love it. Love it. I find it inspiring. I find all you guys inspiring. All right, let's get back to the chat. So we've got Tomas as well. Tomas has been in Gran Canaria. We've got Stefan. Hello. Another someone in Sweden. We've got such a crew. I've got to go up there. We got Christoph session in Santa Cruz. We've got Axel made it to Tarifa. We've got Kevin as well. No sailing, but maybe this week. Sweet, wanting to apply the lessons from the group. Um, yeah, nice. York had some good 1.5 meter sessions. Axel sailed in Bologna and then El Marimar. Wow. We've got Greg as well. He's not able to stay long. You and me both. All right. We've got Harold and wow, 50 to 65 knots, but unsailable. That's wild. Whew. With that much wind, it's hard to just walk on the beach with a board. We got Suna in Denmark. Ah, Suna, I've been thinking about you a lot as I read the news, and I just hope that you're okay. And well, I'm just so, what craziness. I hope everything is good for you, um, or at least manageable. Good is maybe a stretch. All right. let's get into the Facebook group. Oh, we got Ragnar as well. Kevin is saying that Chile is live streaming. Oh, that's cool. We've got Ragnar needs to plan a trip somewhere. I also need to reply to you. You sent me an email, a few emails. I've got to get back to you. Sorry, I've been in my baby bubble, but don't think that those are unmissed or unwanted. All right, let's get into this group. Maybe we can catch a little bit of the Chili live stream too. Someone post a link if you have it. Harold didn't even unpack. Oof, I've had trips like that. Matt, no sessions, but Matt, thank you. You sent a little gift, baby. Thank you very much. Well received. All right, let's go through new posts. So Ragnar is experimenting with heated gloves and it looks promising. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So his goal is to extend the session in the north. So, interesting, interesting. So if you sail somewhere cold, I think it's worth checking out what Ragnar is doing with his heated gloves. I love this kind of innovation and stuff. I struggle with with gloves. I really struggle with gloves. So I just go bare hands and deal with the pain. But this looks cool. All right, Tomas is wondering about boom cutout and sails. He says he feels like they're too low. I don't know. Boom cutouts are kind of, it's hard to please everyone. It's sort of an average. Uh, at least with Ezzy sails, if you want something specific, we can do a custom boom cutout for you. I know people that ride on the bottom of the cutout, and I know people that ride on the top of the cutout. So it gets used. The whole thing gets used, and this seems to be sort of the sweet spot of where to ride the boom for most people, the majority of people. But if you want a custom boom cutout and you're riding Ezzy sails, let me know. I can organize that. Kevin Bennett wants to know where the wind has gone. Don't we all? Hans, this is interesting. This is a video about footwork and especially if turning without straps. So if you're riding a sup or you're doing some windsurfing without straps, then yeah, check this out. All right, before we get to wins, Tomas is saying there's action in Chile. Tomas, post the link and we can watch it together and I can comment on it. I mean, we'll see if that works. I don't know if that works, but we can try watching it live. All right, so time for wins. Let's go through the wins. So Tomas had 9 sessions over 5 days in Pozo. That's awesome. That's almost 2 sessions a day. Salinas, um, wow, typical Pozo conditions. That's amazing. Wind is not blowing in Sweden. Well, it is blowing if you talk to Jorg. Jorg is sailing every week. I know you guys know each other, obviously. Uh, time, time to get on Jorg's program. Tomas has asked me to name one person who rides their boom close to the top. Yeah, I know a lot of people do. Tall people that like to ride high booms. Some people like to ride high booms. Some people like to ride low booms. But like I said, if you're on an Ezzy sail and you want a lower cutout, if the cutout doesn't go low enough for you, which Tomas, it sounds like it does go low enough for you. Like you're just saying that because you're in the bottom quarter of it and you're 180, you feel like it should be shorter. Yeah, we can do a custom cutout. That's not a problem. Hans is saying cutouts are too high. Um, yeah. Sometimes though, Hans, I think you need to raise your boom. I think part of you do a lot of experimenting and boom height should be one of those things. I'm also in the low boom club. I ride my boom low, but I also think raising it up and down, even as much as what is that, like 5 cm is really effective. You can go even more, 10 cm, especially if it gets onshore. And yeah, it feels weird, but then you get used to it and you start to discover things about your board and your sail that you wouldn't otherwise. There are a lot of people that ride high booms. Camille Jupon, Bernd Roediger. on the pro side. It feels more stable. So there's a lot of, more also intermediate windsurfers who are not as good as all of you guys who really like to have that boom above their head. Um, yeah. But like I said, if you're on Ezzy and you want to have a lower cutout, if it's not low enough for you, let me know. We can do a custom sail. Bob Jones says cross off day at Newgale in West. Oh, 9 foot what's up in Ezzy Wave 5'2". Cool. Lots of turns. On the sup, it was getting into the swell early. Nice. Uh, so Axel is back on the water after a 6 month break. So this is another example of what I was talking about with seasons of windsurfing. And Axel has really planned his life around this, where there's 6 months of a year where he doesn't windsurf. He doesn't even think about windsurfing, doesn't try to windsurf. But that allows him then over, I guess it's the course of about, what is it, Axel, March to September, to be incredibly focused on windsurfing. Maybe that is not exactly the time period. He's in Tarifa now, and he'll go back to Germany, and then to Morocco, and then back to Europe. But the point is that he's looking at it in terms of seasons. So not like a linear approach where it's like, okay, this is my life. I get to go windsurfing whenever it's windy in this radius to me. Instead, he's thinking of it in terms of cycles and whatever. Um, all right. Excuse me, I just have to blow my nose for just a second. Let me just mute myself. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Um, so Tamaz is saying that Camille and Byrne ride high relative to their heights. Yeah, but they're tiny people, and so they're not on the top of the cutout. But both of those guys are like, I mean, I'm not tall, and I'm taller than they are. Axel's saying he goes straight to Morocco next week. So your wife is 162 and she struggles. But I mean, I don't know the level of your wife, but I think the lower the level, the higher the boom, the more comfortable it'll be. So I think she should try a higher boom as well. Like just put it up and see if she finds it more comfortable. Because there's a reason for that. If it's higher, obviously you don't want to have your arms up like this, but if you have that high boom, then the sail's not able to move around very much. And so it stays and flies really easily rather than you've got the low boom and it's moving around over the place. Now, for me and for you, and you like to do your bottom turns and cutbacks, you like to be dynamic, having that boom lower is really useful because you get to move the sail around like that. Yeah, but there's trade-offs. There's trade-offs. I think it's really useful to play with it. Hans has a happy customer. Awesome. Let's make sure we see all the comments here. Robert is using the new 105 at Kanaha. Cool. All right. Nick was heading to New South Wales as a competition, and I hope it went well for you, Nick. I guess it already happened. I don't know about the spots there. All right. Let's see. Start your summer right. Okay, so this is the last chance. If you want to join our fitness and mindset course in Portugal, I love Portugal. This area, Cascais around Lisbon, is one of my favorite places in the whole world. Sign up for this, but otherwise, it's not going to run because at the moment we don't have enough people. So this is like the last opportunity. It's an experiment, doing a different kind of masterclass. It's just a weekend, but it's something I'm really excited about. And if it doesn't work this year, I'm gonna do it again a different year. Do it a year where I don't have a newborn baby, and so then I can just say, look, I'm going to Portugal. I'll be there no matter what. If you want to show up, show up. This year, because of my time and family commitments, I can't say that. So I really do need a certain amount of people signed up before I can say that it's actually happening. And that kind of needs to happen now. So this is probably the last week to sign up, and we'll go over fitness, how to train, proper form, mindset, introduction to Ginshu as well as a bonus. So This will be fun if it fires, and if it doesn't fire, that's also fine. That's also fine. All right, like that, we are caught up. So does someone have a link for me for, does someone have a link for Chile? And we can watch a bit of the live stream and I can comment on it. Is it on the PWA website? Nothing to see here. Live scoring. What about IWT? Chile live. All right, let's see if this works. So is this live? All right, we are live. Okay, so this is the women. So can you guys see this? So we can watch a little bit of Chile together. Let me know if this works. Let me know if this works. If you can see the video clearly, if you can see me clearly, if you can hear me clearly, and then we can watch this together and I can comment on it. This is the World Cup that's happening right now in Topolcalma in Chile. And I think it's a 4-star World Cup, so it's not full points, but as high as you can get without being full points. It looks pretty awesome. I've never sailed there. This is on my bucket list though. It looks so fun. It looks one of the best down the line spots in the world. All right. If it's working. All right, I'm going to check. I'm going to put this on full screen and I'm going to make sure there's nothing in front of um my my modem, because the router. Hold on one sec. All right, I'm back. I'm back. All right, let's check this off. So Kevin is saying it's a 5-star event. Woo, that's huge. Yeah, it says 5-star right on the page. That's interesting. Interesting. Almost controversial because it doesn't have the prize money of the other events, but the conditions are there. So I totally understand it. Look at this beautiful wave. A little bit choppy. She's got to go over this ridge, but nice rail work. This looks like Pauline Katz. Oh, just under the rail there, but nice, again, nice rail work. Um, yeah, okay, so I'm getting a request, and Tomas wants to scroll back to the men's heat 5 and comment on Benjamin's opening wave. Sure, we take requests here. This is what the chat is for, right? What is a live stream if not a place to take requests? I'm not filming this for myself, but you got to give me a little bit of guidance. Where do I find it? Do you have a time code? So Tomas, if you can give me a time code, I can go there and find it. I don't want to be clicking around on the timeline trying to find men's heat 5. But if you guys if you can give me a time code, I will go there and we will talk about it. We don't have to watch the ads though. Let's go back. Let's just randomly click around in here. So this is men's heat 3, round 6. Did they already finish the men's bracket? As you can see, I've been in a baby bubble. Okay, so this is 232, 233. So do they have the timer on the... Let's watch it on YouTube. Oh, we have to watch an ad? All right. 234. Okay, we're going to watch it. 234, 234. 234. 234. All right, here's heat 4. We're going to watch the end of heat 4 and then jump into it. How does this look? Can I make this? Nope, that's not what we want. I wonder if I can change the all right, I'm gonna put me here. All right, so who is this? You guys gotta tell me a little bit, because I haven't been following any of this, and I also haven't been following this contest at all. So something that's really important when we're looking at heats and scores is context. And I don't have a context for this day, what's going on. So I can't just score these waves. I can't say, oh, that's a 4, that's a 3, that's a 6, because the scores exist in uh, relation to each other, and the context is very, very important there. Um, so far, look like, so this, I guess, is the end of heat 4. Some carvy waves, nothing too radical. Nothing too radical. All right, can we skip a little bit? Skip the ads. Come on. Well, they have a lot of ads. All right. All right, here we go. Heat 5. Benjamin versus Jules versus Traversa versus Camille. Stacked heat. Whew. All right, so thank you, Ragnar. Ragnar is filling us in with some info, and Tomas wants my opinion. So there was a big set in the Morgan and Swifty heat. Okay, interesting. So the highest score of the day is a 733. So Tomas is trying to fill in some of the context here. All right, let's see what's going on. So again, this is Chile. We're watching back heat 5 at the request of Tomas. All right, let's see what's going on. So this looks like Camille pumping onto a wave, and we're cutting away. Come on, don't cut away. We want to see what's happening. We want to see what's happening. All right, so we've got, ugh, does not look good. Something went wrong there. So conditions look tricky. It looks a little bit onshore, or more onshore than I'm used to looking at it. Again, it doesn't look easy. So okay, the heat is getting set up. Okay, let's skip ahead a little. All right, here we go. Here's the first wave. So this is Traversa. Here we go. Carving bottom turn. Something I want to point out here, because we talk so much about bottom turns. Look at what's going on. So you guys hear me preach this. He's got bend of the hips. Look at that 90-degree angle from the thighs to the torso. Bending over the center line of the board. Bam, bam, bam. Look at that. And now that top turn wasn't great. The fin slid. It was not the best top turn. This is a little forced. And, I don't blame Traversa. Traversa is one of the best that there ever was. But the wave is just not great. And you can see how important wave selection is. So Traversa, that actually could be Jules. Now I'm not sure. That could be Jules. But anyway, the point is how important wave selection is. So important. This is Jules. So yeah, that was Traversa. But you can see that wave selection plays a huge role. So that wave from Traversa was petering out, whereas this one from Jules has a lot more going on. He's able to get that aerial in the lip, in the curling part of the lip. He's a little bit early, but still it's orders of magnitude more radical than Thomas's wave, but then he goes down on the last section. I would still score that higher than um, I would still score that higher than Thomas's wave. Thomas's wave was kind of a lame little wave. All right, here we go. This is Benjamin setting up. What a beautiful spot. Doesn't it look amazing? Look at these rocks in the foreground, in the background. So the wave is setting up. Again, it looks a little bit more onshore than what I'm used to. I'm not sure what I'm seeing here. The wave is not as clean. The guys are having more problems with their top turns. Not that it is onshore, it's still down the line. Yeah, okay. So that cutback, yeah, the cutbacks are kind of not great. The bottom turns are nice. That aerial was nice. So you get another one here. Oh, does he land it? Boom, that's solid. So yeah, again, I don't know how the scores are going this day, and I'm not a judge. And there's also something that's really important when we're talking about judging waves in a contest, is that it is not universal. So there's a criteria that's set out by the head judge and hopefully explained in the skippers meeting. And that criteria maybe is that aerials are really important, or turns are really important, or the action on the first two sections is the most important action. We don't care so much on the fifth section down the wave. We want to see you take a lot of risk and really go for the first two sections. Or it could be whatever, whatever goes. We want to see tricks. So I'm not sure how this wave scored. Let's watch it again one more time, and then we're gonna see how the score dropped. So for context, we know that Jules and Thomas got similar scores. I would have given more point separation here, but again, it depends how compressed the scale is. And so if they're expecting a lot, then those waves could be pretty similar. I would have put probably Jules a point higher than Thomas because Jules had that lip contact. So now let's analyze this wave from Benjamin. You can see he's got this nice, powerful bottom turn, carving, but it comes up to the top and gets stuck. Sort of the cutback doesn't really happen. If you look at it closely, it's more of just the bottom turn to the top of the wave. There's not much cutback to speak of. Kind of stops and then goes into the next one. Again, beautiful bottom turn, comes up, but then again kind of stops, has to pump to get into the wave. Nice aerial there. I like that. Could have done a little floater there, but still nice, getting speed, and then landing this solid goiter. Again, it's a small section, tiny section, so wave height matters. So let's see how they score it. Um, and the last section, kind of small. Let's see how they score it. I'm curious what the score is on this. Are they going to give it love, or are they going to punish it because that last section was too small and the first turns were not very powerful off the lip? This one from Camille, a little bit more um, of a wave that's just not materializing. Again, the same issue that Traversa had on his first wave, where the wave just disappears. And I don't know. I know both these guys have been to this spot before. This looks like a replay, or is Benjamin already on another wave? Um, this is a replay, yeah. It looks better from this angle, actually. This wave looks better from this angle. Um, Interesting with the double up on the goiter there. The drone angle makes it look better on those turns. You can see that the wave has more meat to it. All right, let's compare it to some of the other waves. But I'm curious, Tomas, what your reaction is, why you wanted me to look at it. So I gave a 5.83. Do we see Camille's 3.3? Oh no, that's it. So 2.8. I'm not sure if I saw Camille's 2.8. So Traversa somewhere had another 2.8 wave. I'm not sure if we saw that. We might have been skipping through it. Do I think that this wave from Benjamin is 3.5, 3 points roughly ahead of the other good waves? Again, it depends on the context. It depends on the context. So Tomas is saying he at first thought the wave was underscored, but thinks they did a good job. The main message at the skippers meeting was to take risk and get high scores. So something that is true in wave sailing competition is that your first turns on the wave matter a lot, and the last one does as well. But the first turns, if you go really easy for your first few turns, it makes the wave look more like a setup wave, more like an easy wave, where even if then the next turns are really radical and you're really building up, there still is something that's in the minds of the judges that I think can make it score less, right? So that they might see that and think, all right, two kind of lame cutbacks in the first part, and then we had that one nice little aerial to goiter. Um, but pretty solid. It's still pretty solid. The goiter section was a funky little double up section, and it was actually pretty small where you hit it. And again, wave height matters. I don't know. I think a 6 for that wave, which is more or less what it is not bad. Um, yeah, I think Ragnar makes a really good point. He's saying it looks like it was very rewarded if you look at the comparison score, and I think that is really true. So that aerial was somewhat similar to Jules' aerial, which only got a 2.5. And then really the main point of difference was the goiter and then some of those first turns. But it's mainly the goiter. And the wave was a bit bigger, the one that Benjamin had. So I think, yeah, Ragnar makes a really good point here. All right, let's watch this one. So Benjamin is setting up again and getting off the wave. So something that I've been saying a lot lately is wave selection is not about choosing the right waves. It's about getting off of bad ones. I mean, it's also about choosing the right waves, but it's a way to think about it that I think can be easier to think about instead of always having the pressure on yourself that you need to get really good waves, is to think about getting off of bad waves. And so then you're always looking at the waves that you're on and you're thinking, okay, is this big enough? Is this going to close out? Is this the angle that I want? All right, let's see. Not a lot of action here. Benjamin maybe gets another wave. Is he going to get another wave? Ooh, that was a... Ooh. See, this is the kind of cutback we want to see. All right, so look at that. Look at how much more dynamic that is than the other cutbacks we saw. And there's no pumping coming out of it. Look at the speed he has. He's on the rail, goes right back into the other bottom turn. That is the best turn that we've seen this whole heat. Look at that beautiful bottom turn into this carving cutback. Accelerates through the cutback into this little aerial, kind of a little bit of a floater aerial. I would have liked to see maybe more of a cutback there. I think these last turns on the tiny sections don't count very much. So the score is mainly going to be in that first turn. All right. So are there any other requests or moments you want me to go back to? If this is a low scoring heat, which Tomas is saying, we don't have to stay in it. Looks like Camille is struggling a bit, seems frustrated, trying to get the right waves. Benjamin is definitely getting the better waves and is rewarded with the scores. Here's Thomas really putting in the work, but the wave is small, much smaller. I'm not sure how they're going to reward that. Let's see. What are some other heats or what is live now? Let me know in the chat where we should go next. Should we go to live action or is there another heat that stands out? Yeah, look at that. Jules is just putting in the work. I like seeing the effort here, especially when the waves are so small. Uh, but Benjamin, again, is this another one? Again, the cutback not quite happening. And that aerial is a little soft. That was nice. That was nice. Oof. But yeah, Benjamin is putting on a good performance. Jules as well looks like he's getting rewarded and coming back into second. Camille seems stepping it up. All right. Tomas is saying to go to heat 7. We can check that out. All right, let's see what's going on here. End of the heat. Looks like Benjamin and Jules went through. We got Marino Gill on the interview booth. What's happening live? Let us know in the comments what's happening live. Is this Baptiste? Looks like Baptiste. Baptiste is one of my favorites from the new generation. He's so radical. He's got some really cool moves and styles. So let's watch this heat. We got Baptiste against Mark, against Liam, against Adam Warhol. So Adam starts off a bit late, bit behind the section, gets munched. Oof. Then we got Mark Paré choosing to get off this wave. Again, wave selection is about being picky, which means getting off of waves just like that. So he looked at the wave, decided it wasn't right for whatever reason, maybe not big enough, maybe not long enough, tacked off it, got another one, comes up, ooh, could have been good. All right, behind him we've got Dunkerbeck. What's he gonna do? Yeah, bit early, pretty early, very early. Yeah, his timing's off here. Maybe he can tie it back in, but yeah. All right, and then Mark in the pocket, little late, but getting a couple good hits there. Oh, he manages to catch up on the end. But I think from what I'm seeing, I don't think that they like pushing very much on these last sections. They want to see pushing on the first sections. All right, so let's go back through this. All right, here's Baptiste. So again, Baptiste is one of my favorites. He's so radical. He's got such a great bottom turn, and yeah, he's a tiny little dude, but I love watching him. Well, this wave is not his best performance though. Trying to make it happen. That should help him a bit though. All right, let's see Adam. Again, I don't think they're that interested in these lower sections from what I've been seeing in the scores. So I don't think that this is going to score very high. I could be wrong. Again, I'm not there. I just turned this on right now, but that's what I'm reading from what I've seen in the scores so far is they want to see the meat of the action on the first sections of the wave. This looks like a replay coming off that first section. The drone footage makes it look better. I guess we already saw this one. Maybe we didn't. That definitely looks not bad from Adam. Maybe it's the same wave. Can't really tell. That cutback was a bit forced. Yeah, the drone footage makes it look better. All right, let's see. We've got Mark Paré setting up, timing better on this one. Doesn't want to get stuck behind it. Whoa, late. But nice, critical. A little small, but critical. All right, let's see how they reward that. I would guess that puts Mark into the lead. Here we get the drone footage of it. Look at this. Yeah, okay turn. Little bit rushed on the end, but then boom. I like those aerials. All right, let's see. Let's see what happens here with Dunkerbeck. Oh, here he's got better timing. Still going very far in front of the wave. The bottom turn's not such a powerful carve. Here it's a little bit tighter. Again, it looks a little onshore to me, especially on these top sections, though his timing's nice up there. All right, now can he make something happen here? I like the flow here. So he's out of sync on that wave we saw before, but this, ooh, that one was a bit off. But otherwise, that was like 3 or 4 really good linked maneuvers. I think that could be rewarded. All right, let's see. Ooh, let's see what happens here with Adam. So Adam is bottom turning, coming up to the cutback, slips a bit. I don't like that. Hits it. Yeah, nice, but kind of not much happening. Baptiste struggling. Kind of catches a rail on a cutback. Yeah, Baptiste is having a hard time, which is a shame. He's so radical. There's some pictures of him that were posted from Chile from, I guess it was last week or something. You can see some on his Instagram that are some of the best windsurfing photos I've ever seen. So radical. Yeah, Liam got very heavily rewarded for that wave. Good flow. So they like seeing the flow. Here's another one. This is more size um, from Mark. Again, gets stuck. Gets stuck there on the cutback. Um, Trying to do some roundhouse turns as the sections are not really setting up to go off the lip. And the wave is kind of dying. This is something we've seen with some other waves here. He's going to get a little aerial at the end, and that's going to help him. That probably will better his scores. There were some nice flow and size in the first turns there. I would guess something like a 4-5 maybe for that, um, based on what we've seen with the other scores. I don't think it was as good as Liam's high score. Ooh, Taka from Baptiste. But on the small inside section, I don't know how they're going to score that. Let's see. Here we go. Liam again. This wave, it's hard to see what he sees because he's looking off camera, right? He's looking way down the line. But looks like just a one-hit wonder. Ooh, that was critical. Yeah, nice, but nothing to back it up. I don't. So generally in contests, getting at least 2 turns makes a huge difference because it's hard to give one turn a really good score. Here we go. Adam. Yeah, not much power in this riding. He's getting stuck. Like the bottom turn, he's slowing down, and then here he's not on the rail. Um, I don't know if that's a timing issue or because the wind is kind of onshore. Here again, he also gets kind of stuck. Look, the board goes flat. I don't know what's going on there. Adam can do beautiful turns. So there's something going on, either with his equipment or the conditions or something. So Liam is in the lead. Mark, yeah. So what did I say? 4.5. They gave it a 4.9. Mark's wave. So Ragnar's got a question. He says, it looks like the larger waves are outside of the small rock. Yeah, that definitely seems to be the case. I haven't sailed here. I want to, but just hasn't been in the schedule so far. All right, let's see. Baptiste. So Baptiste is trailing this heat, but that's funny. If I was doing a fantasy roster for this event, I would put him up there to win it. He's so radical, but he's not having a good heat. It just goes to show you that heats, however long these are, 16 minutes or whatever, are really not definitive about who is better than who because, like I said, Baptiste is really one of my favorites for a spot like this. Port tack, down the line, kind of heavy waves. And he's won events like this before, and it looks like he's going to lose here. But that doesn't mean that he's a worse sailor. In fact, I don't want to pick favorites, but he's definitely one of my favorites. All right, let's see Mark. Mark's been putting in a lot of work, coming back from an injury. Boom. That should score high. I mean, that is a solid section. That's a more solid section than what we saw from Benjamin. Oh, I don't know if I agree with that tactic going for the second one. Yeah, I think you want to end strong. I think if he hit that other wave, um, that would have been a lot stronger. Adam's trying to find some flow, getting out of the footstrap. Yeah, the guys are struggling. I think they're panicking. You can see the nerves. And the nerves are especially tense when the conditions are not easy, right? When it's a little bit more onshore than normal or a little bit bumpier or just hard to find those good waves, those waves that look like they're going to work but then don't, which seems to be the case. Guys are coming in on waves, looks like they're going to set up and then they tack off. Yeah, we've got to see we've got some scores coming in from this heat, see what happens. I would love to see. Oh, the heat's over. So we don't really have an update. I don't know if the score is updated. The thing is that it takes some time to put in the scores, takes some time for the scores to get in. So I'm not sure if we know exactly what happened from that heat. All right, let's watch this one. So this is Antoine Martin, Julian Salmon, Lucas Meldrum and Michael Rene Friedel Morales from Gran Canaria. Okay. We've got a few Goya guys in this heat. Lucas is on the duotone. I'm not sure who this is. We'll have to see on this Goya. Ooh, that was nice. I like that turn. I wonder if that's Antoine Martin. That was a beautiful little turn on that first section. The second one, he got caught up. Behind him is Julian Salmon. Good bowl. Oof, look at that. Right up into it. It's hard to say. I wonder which turn was better. Let's look. Let's just go. The judges don't have the instant replay, but we do. Let's go see. So comes up, gets caught up a little bit so we can analyze how vertical it is, right? So not that vertical, but pretty critical. Nice in the lip. I love that feeling of carving on the lip. Whew, that's one of the best feelings in the world. Now let's watch Julian's. So bigger, heavier section, more critical, coming up, not really carving. So I prefer the carve, but very critical, keeps his speed, and the waves kind of peters out, gets a little bump off the lip. Yeah, I would guess that Julian gets a better score there than Antoine Martin. Here is Antoine Martin again. That was nice. It was clean. All right. Yeah, so Julian got a 5 for that. Antoine Martin got a 4.5 and a 3.5. Makes sense. I think those scores all make sense. All right. Let's get to the action here. Is this interesting going through it like this? Do you guys like watching it with this commentary? If you do, let me know, and it's something that we'll do more of in the future. I mean, also, I don't even have to wait till next Sunday. I mean, this event's going on right now. I can do commentary on this every day if this is interesting. So let me know. Is this interesting? And do you like it? I think we're gonna watch just to the end of this heat, and then I'm gonna call it a night. Tomas is saying there's a 2-point separation between Antoine and Morales. I didn't even see what Morales was doing. Maybe I'm mixing him up with Titoon. Here's Lucas. I feel like I could coach Lucas. If Lucas is keen for coaching, let him know. I can help him out. Ragnar saying he's enjoying it. Thank you, Ragnar. Good to hear. All right. So this looks like Morales. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that. This is like he breaks the bottom turn to just kick the board up. It's not really going off the lip, which is why he gets stuck in the wave. Yeah. All right. Here we go. No, we don't go. Driving off the wave. This is that little aerial again. We'll get a different angle. Will it look better from the other angle? It actually does look a little bit better. Something I still don't like about it, though. All right, here's Lucas Meldrum fading a little bit too much for my liking. Not really on the rail on the cutback. Body position is not right in the bottom turn. He's got some work to do if he wants to compete with the big boys. He needs to get more hip bend here. Needs to get more hip bend. Oof, look at this, way behind that Julian's got. It's really walling up. Look at that thing. Ooh, that's heavy. And look at the amount of hip bend that Julian has and how bent over he's getting. Look at him hiding behind the gear there. Look at that. Look at that. Just how bent over he is coming up into this section, and that all that speed and power. I think he's going to make that too. Look at that. And that cutback, this dynamic spray fin out in the heavy pocket cutback is all because of this bottom turn. And the bottom turn is this hip bend. Look, he's got less than a 90-degree angle from his torso to his thighs, and he's just extended fully over with his body. And that's what we want. And like, not to rag on Lucas, but to compare it, okay, it's a different wave. Lucas's wave isn't as powerful, but Lucas is a lot more upright. He's got much more than 90 degrees on the hips there. He's standing very upright. So he's still over the center line, right? But pretty upright. He's trying to get Ben over there, but still just very, very upright. And that is making it really hard to carve. Here he seems about at 90, but then he gets this extra ankle flexion that I'm always talking about. This is like the death of bottom turns, this ankle flexion. So you can see it happen right there. Where he comes out, he starts to go into this bottom turn. We'll go through it kind of frame by frame. So this positioning is pretty solid. Now, I'm not trying to rag on Lucas. I like him. And I'm trying to help him and help all of you by pointing this out. And it's not quite fair to rag on this because the wave that he's going to is nothing. There's no power here, right? And so you can't lean in if there's not a power source that you're going to, right? But I just want to point this out because this really is the death of bottom turns, this extra ankle flex. The bigger issue is the wave selection, where he is, or the placement on the wave. But you can see that. You see that there where the ankles, I'm like replaying this 10 times. But you can see like this position is fine. This position is fine. But then the ankles need to be locked and the torso goes forward. And instead the opposite happens. The knees go forward, the ankles flex, and the torso goes more upright. Look at that right there. Ankles flex, torso goes upright. Boom. Kills the bottom turn. Bottom turn killer. Yeah, boom. Beautiful cutback from Salmon. Yeah. Julian is German, but he lives in Tenerife, so he's used to Portec. All right. Wow, this wave keeps going. This is the same wave. This is going to be a huge score. What is this? A 10? I mean, this is an insane wave from Julian. Let's go back. Let's go back. Holy shit. So this is all one wave. So he does this crazy cutback, recovers it. Heavy, big section. All right. Catches back up with the wave. Gets speed. All right. Kind of a check turn, but still nice. Boom. Look at that in the lip. Yeah. Hopefully a good score. Here we see this turn again. Look at that. Just right in that lip. Bust the tail out. Gets a little bit stuck on some of these cutbacks. All right, let's see here. Morales. Ooh, bit late. Recovers it though. Can he get another hit? No. Cannot. All right, here we go. T-Tune. Yeah, slow. Really slow. Look at that coming up. Again, I don't think it's T-Tune. I think there's something going on with the conditions. But is he going to smash this section? Yeah, trying to. It's not quite working for him here. But he lands the Taka. I'm curious to see how they would score that. I would score that less than Julian's good wave, so less than a 6.8, but maybe higher than a 4.5, so it's 5-ish. Let's see how they score it. They gave it a 6.3. That's a huge score for that wave, so they really like the Taka. Huh, interesting. Still less, though, than Julian's wave, which I think is correct. All right, here we go again. It looks like Julian's got another wave. Who's this now? Is this one of our guys? I don't think so. T-tune. It's nice. Trying, pushing. Here's Lucas. Again, wave selection, huh? Wave selection is so important. Just so important. So look at him. Poor Lucas. Again, Lucas, if you want coaching, let me know. I think you'd be great candidate for pro level coaching. When you're going over a ridge like this, it's kind of a no-go. Also, you can't see what's happening. Then often then the wave you come over and it really dumps. But he recovers it. This is great. Again, you really don't want to be on sections like that, but he really makes the most of it. So solid effort. Might be a little bit too little too late for this heat, but those are difficult sections to hit because you're kind of coming blind to them because you're going over that ridge and then you're coming to the trough and then coming up to the top. So you don't have such a good idea of what's happening. All right. Let's see. Again, we're going to watch to the end of this heat. And then we can pick it up tomorrow, the next days. You guys post in the Facebook group what you're interested in. I'll do a thread, and then you guys can post what you're interested in, post questions. And if you post timestamps, then I can go through and talk about the heats. Are they going to get another wave? Looks like not. Looks like not. All right. Looks like not. Maybe one more from Julian on the buzzer. But he's already done enough to secure this heat. All right, let's see what he does here. Nice, but not as nice as the other ones. The wave is just not offering much wall. That's kind of it. I think that's all she wrote. All right, guys. So if you want to start your summer right, we're doing a fitness and mindset masterclass in Portugal. If you want to join some of our other masterclasses, there's some very cool masterclasses that we're doing this summer. You can go here and join the masterclass schedule. Morocco, week 1 sold out, but week 2 still has a few spaces, June 15th to 21st. And then as well in Gran Canaria, 21st to 27th. And just apply here. You fill out the form, you apply, then you'll hear back. And yeah, it takes a couple minutes to apply, but if you want the great experience of an in-person masterclass, I recommend it. We got Max in the chat catching us as we say goodbye. Comes to the end of our hour. I will do a post in the Facebook group about the Chile World Cup. So if you want to hear my commentary or me to talk about specific moments or timestamps, that is the place to post it. And yeah, if you want to sign up for a masterclass, I recommend doing so on the windsurfingmasterclass.com website. All right, everyone, have a good night. Have a good week. I'll see you.